So, the nose guy's there. I'm just it's still live, so those will be funny.
Welcome back, Wealthy family. How are you doing? It's been a while since we've actually put out a video. We've had a lot going on, a lot with weather and all that other fun stuff, but we're finally going to try to get back started on this Eclipse. In this video, we hope to actually start stripping the engine bay, getting some of that paint removed so we can get the holes restway filled, and then we can respray the engine bay because, you know, it was kind of chipped up and nasty from, you know, over the years and previous owner and all that fun stuff. So then we can get the engine installed and all that, you know, good stuff. But also picked up a couple pieces of equipment. My old technician from a long time ago, he's actually moving to Florida, so he had some stuff in his garage. Said, hey, you want any of this stuff? And I've been looking for a couple, you know, a drill press and bandsaw, and still want to get a couple other things. So ran over to Detroit area and picked up this stuff with a buddy of mine, and then we organized some more of your garage, right, Noah?
Yeah, you'll notice that like this whole area from here to here is like cleaned, and then
there used to be shelving, and we moved it over there and moved the seats around. So we did some cleaning.
Yeah, and then we actually added we had another one of these Husky things in my office actually on the other side of this. So we moved one of those out here, and then a bunch of stuff to the basement, sorted that. Looks really nice. Wife is actually pretty happy with that. So
yeah, so it should be good. We've tested it. It all works really well, and
there's a train.
And there's a train. Sweet, thanks. So,
but yeah, we're gonna start it on the engine bay, and then
the suspension stuff. The suspension stuff that you've seen us tear down, we're gonna get that cleaned up. We're gonna get it coated in some primer, and then spray paint and all that stuff, and get that ready to go so we can reassemble the subframe. And once the engine bay's done, we can just kind of get this car back together and on the road, because it's gonna be getting nice out and we wanna drive this thing. So let's get to it. All right, so here we go. We are trying to get this car outside, right? So I'm hooking up this cherry picker to the front. Obviously there's no subframe, so we can't put wheels on this and just push it out. The reason we're trying to get it outside is we're gonna try to strip this engine bay today. It's a nice day finally out there, and we need to utilize it. So we've been welding a little bit. We started on this, welding some of these holes and, you know, grinding down the paint and all that stuff. And then we just figured it'd probably be easier, just let's strip the bay and then let's finish up the welding, and then, you know, we can get this thing ready to spray. So we'll see how this works. Obviously rear wheels are still on. We'll just, you know, the front doesn't weigh that much. We'll just get it pushed outside, put it back on the jack stands, get the aircraft stripper, the stuff that we're using. We used a little bit of it the other day, this Aircraft Ultra. It works pretty well. Supposedly you set it on there or brush it on, let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then, you know, you're supposed to just remove it. We're actually just going to power wash it off because it like bubbles the paint and flakes it up. So should be pretty easy to come off with a power washer. And then, you know, yes, once we get it in, we'll dry it off, make sure it doesn't flash rust or anything like that, which we've had some exposed, you know, metal, and it hasn't rusted here in the garage or anything. So this thing's not going to sit uncovered for long. So let's go ahead and see if this works, get it outside, and let's get started on this paint removal. Here we are. Noah's trying to apply copious amounts of strippers.
Poison.
Some would say mouth ventilation apparatus would probably help cut down on the amount of brain cells you're killing, but
you have to have them.
Oh yeah. I just figured you'd really try to keep the last ones you had. But gives you an excuse. Now if you do anything else interesting, we'll know why. Let's see, what does aircraft stripper say? Move person to fresh air. If not breathing, give artificial respiration. Call the poison control or emergency room as soon as possible. Okay. Sounds, you should probably stick your mouth or face in that bucket.
I'm doing this half.
So let's see how it turns out. Supposedly, you know, it usually starts bubbling. As you can see, where our Sharpie was is already there. But there you go. See, you can see it. The bubbling starting to take effect. Keep in mind this was repainted already, but we're just gonna redo it and, you know, obviously fix all the miscellaneous little spots. All right, so we had that stuff laying and it magically started raining. As you can see, everything's already wet, so it kind of diluted our stuff that we wanted to use. So hopefully, yeah, we scraped it a little bit. So we're gonna see. We got the power washer out, so we're gonna spray the crap out of it real quick and see if it worked or if the rain screwed us.
Um, 3 weeks later, here we are. And it may not look like much, but this is like a ton of progress. So you'll see early in the video, we pushed this thing out and applied paint stripper and then rinsed it off. And then we applied paint stripper and then we power washed off, which we actually got the power washer going finally. It sucks. Like all this sucks.
The paint stripper didn't work very well.
Paint stripper didn't work well, but we think maybe related to the weather has just been garbage.
Applying paint stripper in 30-degree weather with rain just doesn't work very well.
Which on the can it says like 65 to 85 degrees.
And then we applied it and then we put heat on it.
Yep. And that actually did work a little better. We did it in the garage. We heated it up, quickly applied it, and then ran inside. And enjoyed the high inside. And then, I'm kidding. But yeah, like for the most part, the paint stripper hasn't been that great, but we did find that little whizzy
the Rolox
are killing this stuff. So
these are the cheap ones, the Harbor Freight Rolox instead of the expensive 3Ms. They actually last pretty good with this, so we've been working on the firewall.
This is like 3 days ago, we hit this part. This is actually like, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is actually a ton of work, like getting this. And then over here is pretty well done. Up top here, this part.
We got this little bit of flash rust from, I put muriatic acid on it to try something. It doesn't work, it just did this. But this comes off, like hit that real quick. It'll probably come off in
super easy. So
2 seconds.
So we'll get that cleaned up. But yeah, so I mean, we're literally, how many days of grinding do you think? Like we're talking day 6 maybe of just grinding like almost the whole time?
Yeah, a few hours I would say, but we've been out here, even though this is the first time we shot actual footage in 3 weeks, we've been putting a couple, probably 2 to 4 hours a week on it, just hitting it here and there. We still got to do under here a little bit more on both fender wells, but we're getting closer. So our goal for the rest of the day is to get the rest of this off.
Firewall done.
Maybe do a little bit more paint stripper in the hard to reach areas where we can't get the tools.
I think we can get some back here with the grinder. But yeah, the idea is it's actually, if you want to pan outside there.
Super nice out.
Super nice out. It's like 55 or something like that.
It's supposed to be 70 next week as well.
So I think we might be able to get away with some paint stripper, and then we'll use the old engine hoist to push her out again, which actually works really well, by the way, if anybody ever does that. But yeah, I think that with the weather like this now, it will actually work.
So let's get started on that and see if we can get this engine bay wrapped up. on some of the suspension pieces. As you know, this stuff was super rusty and all nasty, and we resprayed it all, recoated it super nice, and replaced a lot of these control arms. Everything is brand spanking new, uppers, lowers, you name it, wheel bearings. And just want to show you how this turned out. These are all those new bolts that we got from Bellmetric, the nice yellow zinc plated bolts, because every single bolt is going to be replaced on this chassis. And then we also, in the middle of putting together this front subframe, I did misorder some of the bolts, so I'm waiting to reorder these. But we got the steering rack in. As you know, we didn't replace that. This is in super good condition, and they're really hard to find, so no need. We cleaned that up. And then the this we also replaced the bolts and the bushings and everything like that. And this was an upgraded sway bar from the previous owner, so that's good. And then we got the front bumper mounts, resprayed those. These came out really well. And yeah, this is looking really, really nice. Here's one of the intermediate shafts, but yeah, we're gonna probably not put this all the way together just yet, just because it's pretty heavy and it's super hard to move around. So once we get the engine bay painted and the engine ready to go in, then we'll finish putting this together and get it ready to go in the car.
That's it, guys. For this episode, we got pretty freaking far. You'll see in the video a little time lapse of me whizzing this guy up here. It's really, even with that little pad, it's still really hard getting in spots like this, and obviously in these corners back here. So next up, since we got pretty much all this done, is we're gonna take some more aircraft stripper, try to like really douse these corners on like I think Monday it's supposed to be like 65 coming up. So we're gonna get those corners, these last little spots where it's hard, and then like there's just some other random little corners and stuff. So that's next up.
Yeah, just goober that up, and this bay is going to be pretty much good. We're going to, use some, we got to do some seam sealing still in a couple spots, and a little tiny Bondo on a couple places, like a thin coat, like up here and stuff. But
watching Matt Armstrong, I'm sure if you guys have seen this, you probably have seen them. We're probably going to do where they like tape along the welds and then put the seam sealer, and then when you take it off, you get a really nice clean line. Otherwise too, did you want to show them?
Yeah, let me show you what we did with the fender wells. All right, so check out what we did with the fender wells. Obviously we just, these were kind of rusty, a lot of surface rust, because the previous owner started on this job, then just left it exposed for a little bit, but we got it pretty much covered. We use this Rust-Oleum, like rust preventive stuff.
Rust conversion, I think it's
yeah, this is not final process. We're putting a Pour 15 on this still. But this is just to prevent it from flash rusting, because we were having issues with this area doing it. So we did both sides, completely covered it.
It looks really nice, honestly, even just like that.
And then we got, when a warm day comes and we get this restway prep, we're going to do the 3-step process with the Pour 15. So that's why this is just...
Which is like a degreaser?
A degreaser, then an etching primer, and you gotta like keep it wet and
keep spraying it for like 20 minutes, like that.
Something crazy, and then you do like 2 or 3 coats of Pour 15 and then a top coat. So we have that all. That's pretty expensive stuff. So we have all that ready to go. We're just waiting for a warmer day and to be done putting the etching stuff under the bay, or the aircraft stripper under the bay, because that stuff eats everything. We don't want to put it anywhere on there. So
like I said, it's kind of hard to see, but all of this is pretty much bare at this point.
Bare many ready to go. So other than that, the only other thing we want to talk about was, you might be seeing some trading stuff on our channel. That's what I do. I'm a everyday day trader, so I wasn't going to say professional, but yes, I day trade for a living. The channel, even though you've only been seeing car stuff, the channel is supposed to be car, real estate, and stock market, stock trading. So you're going to be seeing us doing some more stock trading stuff. Noah's starting to get into it. I've been doing it for like 5 years. I run my own little group, everything like that. So reach out if you need any stock help. I love helping people out. I'm not going to trade for you. That's not what I do. But anyways, you'll be seeing some of that on our channel, some of our live stream stuff. And then also I'll be, once I finish with my move, because I'm actually moving next week, I'll be actually putting out some professional videos with just some educational stock stuff. So check it out if you're into it. If not, and you're only here for the cars, that's sweet. And if you like real estate, we haven't shot any real estate stuff yet, even though we've been looking quite a bit. We need to start recording it. You'll start seeing some houses and some stuff because we're working on some rental properties. So other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check us out next time.
Yep. Thanks, guys.